We have an oral history project, and we encourage that families and youth talk about their family experiences around resistance to Israeli colonialism and their experiences with the Nakba. We also have a kite making activity for the kids around there to show solidarity with those in Gaza. And those will also be prepared for the protests happening on May 15th and 16th. And we also have an art build where we can join Palestinian muralists in creating signs and banners for our upcoming protest. And we have a social media booth up in front where you can take family photos and share messages of solidarity on social media using the hashtags Nakba70, We Resist Free Palestine. And we also have a Children of Gaza art exhibit near the lobby made by Palestinian youth in Gaza. It's really beautiful, so I definitely recommend you check it out.
And we also just want to recognize that we are here on stolen land, and we want to recognize the solidarity that we have with the indigenous communities, the indigenous people of this land. And so also just to remember why we're here today. And Nakba is something that obviously a lot of us hold dear to our hearts, the beginning of the colonization of Palestine, the beginning of the destruction of our people, and also something that seems like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't. And we know this through the people, the elders that still talk about what they went through 1948, and they have the keys for their homes in Palestine, and that this is not something in the past. Our Nakba is ongoing. But we really want to be here today to uplift our history, right? And to remember our history, right? Because our history is constantly being erased, and we are often being told that we don't exist and that May 15th did not happen, 1948 did not exist. So we want to really encourage people to take advantage of the oral history and really talk about your family's history and really talk about the things that were passed down to you, the stories that your grandparents told you, the stories that your great-grandparents have told you. So we really just want today to be a time where, we remember our history, we uplift our communities, but we also refuse to forget, and we also continue to be resilient in our struggles.
With that being said, with everything that's been going on in Gaza, with the Great Return March, we would just like to give a moment of silence to all those who have been martyred and all those who continue to fight alongside the border. So, remembering that we are on stolen land, we would like to first bless the space with Corinna Gould, who will be opening up the day with the Indigenous ceremony.
Good afternoon, relatives. My name is Corinna Gould. I'm the spokesperson for the Confederated Villages of Lashan. Some people know us by Aloni. And I think that one of the things that really brought me here is, well, of course, I was invited by Laura, and so thank you so much, Laura, for inviting me to come and the organizers for this event. My ancestors were colonized 3 consecutive times in this territory. I'm not actually from here. My ancestors are from the East Bay. So what people now know as Oakland, Berkeley, San Leandro, San Lorenzo, Hayward, Castro Valley, Albany, all of those sides on the other side, my ancestors come from there. We come from the Creek of Lashan. Our sacred mountain is Tuyushtak, which many people know as Mount Diablo. And so I come here with an open heart and a broken heart. I come here in solidarity with the folks that are being colonized from their territory and their lands, that are being displaced and erased. Our ancestors are not talked about in this territory anymore. Many people didn't, up until 20 years ago when I started doing activism about our sacred sites, didn't even realize that we existed. And so here in the Bay Area, our sacred places are destroyed and built upon. Our language was almost erased. My great-grandfather, Jose Guzman, was one of the last speakers of the language. And today, in resistance and resilience, that language is coming back. We are taking our territory back one lot at a time. We are creating an Indigenous women's-led land takeover, or what we call it, Segurite Land Trust, and recreating those places. One of the things that I talk about when I come and speak to folks now is that many times folks will ask the Ohlone people to come and talk about, come and bless the space. And we would like to do that. But I also want to talk about protocol. And one of the things about protocol is about creating reciprocity with one another as communities that are now living on our territory. That there has to be a way for us to work together and not to just check off a box that an Indigenous person started our events. And so a long time ago, or not that very long ago, 200 years ago, we started getting colonized by the Spanish. And we were enslaved in missions here. Both my ancestors were at Mission Dolores here in San Francisco and Mission San Jose in Fremont. And one of the things before folks came here was that they actually stopped at the edge of people's territories and they lit up a smoke fire and they waited at the edge of that territory to be invited in. And when they got invited in, they were brought to a village where they were feasted and gifted and lots of songs and ceremony happened. And by the time the end of the evening came, that was when we talked about business and about why you were here. And I know that my relatives that have come from a long way to be here from their hometown, I want them to feel welcome in our territory. And in that way to share food and to share ideas and to share hardships and to share good things. And in that kind of way, that's how I come and represent my family. I represent my ancestors and those yet to come, because we're just the bridge between those two places right now. So with that, I'm going to offer this medicine to Linda, who invited me to come up, and to Amina. And this is medicine that was grown here in our territory. It's sweetgrass, and sometimes it represents the hair of the women and the movement of our skirts and the blessings as women that we do on the lands that we're on. And so this medicine is often burnt as a way for us to put that smoke over us, to protect us in ways that we, sometimes when we're afraid, sometimes when we need guidance, sometimes when we just need to hold on to something, we can hold it and we can smell the fragrance of this hair from our Mother Earth. So with that, I'd like to offer this to you on behalf of our ancestors and to yours. So if you guys put your hands out like this. Yes. So I'm going to offer a prayer for us to begin this way. Grandfathers and grandmothers, Creator, we ask that you come into this space. We thank you for our ancestors, our relatives, whose backs and shoulders we stand upon. We ask that you continue to hold us up in times of sorrow and grief and in times of good times when we're laughter and prayer. We ask that you continue to hold us up from behind and above, from the sides of us and in front of us, to continue in the work that we're supposed to do as human beings to make this a better place for the next 7 generations and beyond. We ask for special blessings for the waters always, that those waters are clear for our next 7 generations and beyond, for our brothers and sisters who are in war right now, that their families are taken care of, that they are taken care of and are safe. We ask for special blessings for our brothers and sisters behind the walls, that they are not forgotten, and today they feel lighter that we are remembering them. We ask for prayers for our brothers and sisters all over the world who are warriors that are standing up against colonization, against the corporations that are stealing from our Mother Earth, against all those things that are horrible and bad. We ask for special blessings for our people that are medicine people, no matter where they come from, those people that are keeping our traditions alive. We ask for special blessings for those yet to be born, that they come here in good ways and that we create a life for them that is better than the one we have. We ask for special blessings for those ancestors that are going through our Western Gate, the place that is sacred where they meet their ancestors, and they're met there with joy and laughter and song, and that those left behind have lighter hearts, knowing that they are going in good places. We ask for all of these things and things yet to be. We ask for strength for us to continue in the work that we're supposed to do. Thank you so much. We ask for also for those that are here today, that they get home to their families in good ways. Those that are traveling here, get here safely.
Oh.